CQ40, CQ40, CQ40 meters, CQ40, CQ40 meters, CQ40 meters, CQ40 meters. Kilowatt 0, radio Whiskey Bravo, calling CQ40, CQ40 meters, CQ40 meters. Kilowatt 0, radio Whiskey Bravo, calling CQ, any station, anywhere. CQ40 meters, CQ, kilowatt 0, radio Whiskey Bravo. Randy in Kansas City calling CQ40 meters, kilowatt 0, radio Whiskey Bravo, calling CQ, any station, anywhere. I heard a Kilo Echo 5. Try it again, please. Well, let me hit the noise blank. You're right at my noise level. It's going to be a tough one, but we'll give it a shot for sure. I didn't get the suffix. I got the Kilo Echo 5. Give me the suffix again, please. November Juliet. Is that a Roger? Okay. Is this Chris? Go ahead. Okay, Chris. Hey, sorry about that. Didn't know if this was going to work or not, but hey, thanks for coming back to the CQ. Hey, again, the name is Randy. We are 35 miles east of downtown Kansas City, Missouri. We finally got back on the air after some technical difficulties this afternoon, and we're also live on YouTube there. Go ahead. Oh yeah, Chris. Sure enough. I'm sorry, I didn't bother to look it up there. Yeah, it was on the 16th, and that would have definitely been on 20 meters. Hey, thanks for the new band. That's pretty cool. You know, I'm sure we're not quite as strong on 40 as we are on 20, but it is a little bit different, and it's fun to give it a try as well. Roger. Well, hopefully you'll be around next week. We'll be back on 20 meters here on Monday. That's the intention anyway. And if you're around and you hear us, hey, give us a shout. We'll try to work you again for sure. And hope things went well for you this week. Have a great weekend coming up. And be safe and be well, Chris. And I have no doubt we'll be working again for sure. Hey, thanks again, and have a great Friday evening. Kilo Echo 5, November Juliet, kilowatt 0, radio Whiskey Bravo 7-3, Chris. The pleasure's all on my end. Chris, thanks again, and take care. And we'll go ahead and clear. Kilowatt 0, radio Whiskey Bravo, K0RWB, any station, anywhere?
Whiskey 0, Bravo, November, Charlie.
Well, that's made me jump out of my chair there, Bob. Whiskey 0, Bravo, November, Charlie. Boy, that's a big signal. Good evening.
Hey, I apologize for any potential ear damage that I might have caused. How you doing, Randy?
No, it's just I haven't been that used to hearing something that clear, that quick on a K0RWB call. So you kind of got me there, Roger.
Well, that's good to hear. I'm happy to hear that. I actually just put this microphone together on this radio a couple weeks ago. I'm on a Kenwood TS 590 sugar, and I wasn't happy with the stock mic. I had the hand mic on it, and when you push the talk button, even though everything was tight, it still gets some squeaking and cracking in there. And of course, that would go over the air, and it sounded really terrible. So I put together an inexpensive boom mic and a Behringer mic off Amazon for this thing. So I'm really loving it so far.
Yeah, I would as well. It is crystal, as they say. It's a 5.9 plus copy. Some people say armchair. That's close enough, and I'm not exaggerating. That is probably one of the nicer signals I've heard on 40 meters in quite a while, so congratulations. And I can understand why. You've got good soil out there, and you've got elevation to help you as well, Roger.
Yeah, Roger, I appreciate the comments there. Yeah, definitely got good soil in this area. Elevation for my location at least. My antenna is rather low. It's an inset half wave, a 40-meter inset half wave. Each end, which is the transformer end, and the terminating end is about 5 foot off the ground, and the center of the inverted V is about 13 feet off the ground. So while I get really good communications with it, it does very well for DX too. So while it shouldn't, it does, and I'm quite pleased with it for no more than I have in it.
Yeah, well, you're 5.9 and 5.9 plus 10, so that should tell you right there how well it's working. And yeah, I know right where you're at. I have family in Fort Collins, and so you're not that far away. And I spent 11 years. Well, I spent 3.5 years in Aurora, and then I spent almost 9.5 years in the Springs, and still have a house there. So we know right where you're at there, Roger.
Oh, very cool. I grew up in this area. I was born in Fort Collins at PVH and grew up in Livermore there till I was 23. Moved to Wellington. I lived in Lakewood for 2 years while I went to school, then back to the Fort Collins area. So other than those 2 years I was in Lakewood for school, I haven't left this area. And at least for the near future, I don't plan to. I absolutely love it around here.
Yeah, what's the? I mean, I'm trying to remember what's the population of Severance. It's not very big, is it?
5 years ago, I would have said no, it's not very big, but we've had just a huge growth going on around here. At one point, I think there was 7 subdivisions going at one time. Windsor, to me right now, is what Fort Collins was when I was a kid. Don't quote me on this, but we've got to be close to 4,000, 5,000, if not more. I mean, it's just grown that much. It used to be when you come through Severance, you go past Bruce's, hit the bottom of the hill where the gas station was, and by the time you got to the top of the hill, there was cornfields on either side. Now there's subdivisions on both sides, all the way to the lake, going around the corner, headed towards Windsor, and heck, we even got a Dollar General and a stoplight.
Yeah, and they say progress. I begin to wonder, but I can remember in the day when Hewlett-Packard first built out there, that there was nothing else around. And, it was very unusual. You come off the ramp there and off the 14 and you're coming into town and it's like, what's this big building? And it's Hewlett-Packard. And right when the buildings start, we used to make the right-hand turn and kind of jog our way up. Our folks lived up on Harmony on the west side of town. And I was just dumbfounded. And then we were there a few years ago for a family function. And I mean, it takes forever to get to Hewlett-Packard. There's so much that's grown up around the side. So, it's the same way in the Springs. It was the same way. We got there in 91 or 92. I can't remember which year. And to see things grow up. So the entire Front Range is doing that. I'm just wondering what it's like between Pueblo and Telluride Telluride and that direction. I'm just sure heading toward the border, it is probably starting to fill up as well. I know Alamosa had gotten bigger in the years. I mean, it used to be nothing at Red Feather. I'm sure Red Feather's gotten busy as well. But I kind of like that part of Colorado. It seemed to be a little bit more scenic, but now there seems to be a few more houses there, Roger.
It's just amazing. I mean, there's just so much growth everywhere you look. Last time I was down around Four Corners area, we took a big road trip over through Utah, down through Page, Arizona, and back up through Four Corners. And yeah, that whole area down there through Durango. Durango was just a place I didn't recognize when we came through there, just because there's so much new stuff. And it really seems like everywhere you go, you know, especially like you're saying here in Fort Collins, Harmony going out west, you would hit, what was that? You'd hit Taft, and from there, you'd hit Shields, and from there on, there was nothing. Heck, we had a rodeo arena out there we used to go to almost every weekend, and I go through there now, and I couldn't even tell you where it used to be, because it's just subdivision after subdivision, and then they realign the end of Harmony where it does hit Taft just before you go to Horsetooth, but it's just unrecognizable. There's a group on Facebook called You Might Be From Fort Collins If You Remember. And I love that group because they're always posting up pictures from the 70s and the 80s and even in the early 90s. And it kind of takes me back to a time when things were just much simpler and much kinder, and I really miss that time.
Yeah, well, I can remember in the day driving through Cortez, which before you get to Durango, and it was just a little sleepy little town. I thought it was really cool. I do enjoy the western slope as well. I don't think there's near as much traffic as there on the Front Range, and you can't say that anymore either. It's kind of all grown up. Luckily, we've got friends in Cascade, and we've got some really good friends of ours that live in the Black Forest off of 83. So we've got places to stay. Our place is rented out. And has been even since we left, and primarily the military. We were 3 miles from the front gate at Peterson, so it worked out pretty well. We do go back several times a year, and it's interesting to see just in that short time frame how things change. And but in most cases, the people have not, and that's a nice thing that I do find comforting. There's an influx of out-of-state and so on and so forth, but you can really tell the natives, so to speak, then from the people that kind of move in there the last several years, and that's kind of a neat deal. Again, there's worse places to live. We at some point we're going to go back, but for right now, the YL is still working. We're retired, and home's where you hang your hat. Roger.
I agree with you. The Southern natives, we're really losing a lot of the ones that know all the good stories. I'm missing that a lot. But there's still a lot of places that feels like home. Sometimes it doesn't, but it's still home. Black Hills of South Dakota is kind of my home away from home. I really have no ties up there, other than it's just it's one of those things you can leave in the morning, be up there by lunchtime, and it's just beautiful country. And if I was to go anywhere, it would be Black Hills, probably somewhere between Custer and Hill City. That's about the only other place that feels like home to me. But beyond that, Fort Collins it is.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. We've visited up in the area several times. I like Custer quite a little bit, and I do like the area around the Devil's Tower as well. And even that area is growing up quite a little bit. So there's some other areas as well. I know the areas that you're talking about, and it's if you go toward the east, you just it really kind of looks foreign. And getting closer to the border, just south of Rapid City and so forth, it really changes. Beautiful area. And again, the locals are just terrific, nice people. And so there's lots of places at this point to pick from. We've got great people here as well. I'm just getting tired of this kind of cold. You've got cold there too, but this is a really wet, humid cold, and it gets in your bones. It's tough to get rid of it. So. Hey, listen, I did pull you up on QRZ there, Bob, and nice pictures of the shack. I'm just, tell me which radio you're operating with tonight there. Go ahead.
I'm on the Kenwood right now. That's the one I've got hooked up to the inset half-wave. The ICOM 7300 I have hooked up to one of my mag loops. It's one I built for 20 through 10 meters. It will tune all the way down to 60. Performance is not as good down on 40 and 60 meters, but I have trouble keeping it on 40 meter sideband on that little loop, but I kind of tend to use it for 20 and up, and as you can tell if you're on my page, especially once you get to the bottom, I have a fascination with building antennas and building the quirky, funky ones. So I love playing with those loops. I'm actually building one right now specifically for 40 and 80 meters using half-inch heliax, and it's going to be a two-turn loop. It'll be about 5 foot in diameter. So I'm in the middle of that. I'm actually waiting on parts. I'm waiting for the vacuum capacitor to get here. But yeah, the mag loop I keep hooked up on the ICOM and Manta and Skinwood, and that's the one I'm on right now. The Skinwood I actually just picked up less than a month ago. I found it on Craigslist, and the photos, it looked perfect. I couldn't see anything wrong with the photos. It was on there for $600. The guy said he didn't have an antenna this place, but he'd be more than happy to bring the radio to me, and we could hook it up here and test it. And as soon as he got to the front door and I saw it, I'm like, I want it. I don't even need to test it. I want it. I just hope it works. So what a beautiful radio. I absolutely love this Skinwood.
That's great. That's great. Yeah, I've got your page pulled up. Well, about 10 or 15 minutes ago, I would have been talking to you on a totally different antenna. You may have laughed. I do a live stream during the week about 2 o'clock Central, and we did that today till about 3, and we had some things we had to get taken care of, so we shut down. So we tried it again about 6 o'clock Central. No, excuse me, about 5 o'clock Central. I have a Studio B, as they call it, my alternate shack downstairs, and I run a 7300 down there with a Heil mic, and I use a 10-take Hercules 2 amplifier. But I hooked up my MP1 by Super Antenna. So Bob, it's a manual screwdriver. I'm sure you're familiar with. It's 4 foot off the ground, so the total length from the tip of the antenna to the ground's about 10 feet. I had 4 ground radials cut for 40, and it was working quite well. But my live stream, my computer had an issue and shut everything down. So I said, okay, we'll take a timeout. So we came up here to the, I guess you'd call it Studio A, or the primary shack. And so we're running a 40-meter dipole off the side of the tower. This is a Yaesu FTDX10, the new radio they came out with. And then we're running an ACOM amplifier up here, about 800 on peaks, with the Heil PR781. But the MP1 Super Antenna does a fabulous job, all because if you cut the ground radio specific for that band, it works terrific. And I would have liked to try to work you on that, but it would take too long to swap things over and so forth. So we'll just have to work you on the dipole, Roger.
Oh, roger that. Yeah, very familiar with the Super Antenna. I do a lot of parks on the air activations. I love going out operating portable. That's probably my favorite thing to do with the radio, is to go set up portable somewhere. So when I first started doing that, I had one of the Wolf River coil antennas, and while I liked it and it worked great, it was just kind of finicky to tune. So I started messing around building my own coils, and there's a couple pictures of some that I've built on there. And I use that for the most part when I go operate portable, especially parks on the air. I've got a hitch mount that I made to go on my receiver hitch. It's probably about 3 foot tall from the hitch, and then I have a quick disconnect on there. I'll hook up a piece of 3 foot aluminum, just 3/8 round bar that I thread at each end. So I've got a piece of 3/8 round bar, and then one of my coils, and I've got the coil set up where I can just move a jumper, and I don't remember if the Super Antenna has the collar that slides. Mine, I've just got a little jumper with an alligator clip on it, and then I keep it notched, or I'm sorry, not notched, marked with some fingernail polish for like 20 meters, 30 meters, 40 meters, and so on. And then normally I use, I think it's a 72-inch whip. I have a 102-inch whip I can put on it as well. But everything on the truck is bonded to the hitch, so the hitch to the frame to the bed, and I've got everything bonded on the truck, so I don't need to throw out radials, and that works extremely well. I've made some great contacts with that setup off the truck.
Yeah, and I looked at the pictures. We did something similar to that. We did the National Parks on the Air program in 2016, and worked all the national parks: Missouri, Iowa, Kansas, part of Arkansas, and got most of the ones in Colorado as well. And we used the MP1, and it was really easy to set up. It did, it worked really, really well. We would work 20 for a little bit with the ground radials cut, and then we would switch over to 40 meters, and then we'd change out the ground radials, which was nothing but speaker wire, and then of course retune it. And it worked like a champ, and you can fold it down to about a 12-foot little bag and put it in your backpack, and off you go. That was kind of a neat deal. So it does well. And it's interesting, you know, even now when I was working it earlier, got some really great reports and nice signals coming back in. So a lot of times, you know, the antenna will be really good on transmit, but terrible on receive, or vice versa. And it's nice to hear it works both directions. And I had a station earlier out of Georgia, and I said, you know, it sounds really good. Your audio's coming back really nice. The signal's good strength and so forth. And we both kind of commented on the same thing. I said, hey, Dad, listen to the playback. I said, I'm on YouTube right now live streaming, and I said, listen to the playback later, and you get a chance to hear yourself. And the guy was just like, well, how is that possible? And so kind of told him what we go through and what have you, and it makes it kind of a fun deal. So, you know, we decided to kind of do it again a little bit while the band is still open. But I never thought I'd get into the Fort Collins area. But it's nice to work Colorado for a change, which I don't get to do often on 20 meters, but apparently works really well on 40 meters. And I've got people here on my live stream as well. They're asking for requests. So I feel like I'm a DJ or something, so I'm going to have to make some calls on these requests. But did want to get a chance to work you a little bit. And I appreciate you coming back with the call as well. And especially that close. I don't know if I have any other operators I've worked in the Fort Collins area, up in Greenwood, and I even actually had a couple over in Telluride and so forth I have, but not that close. So you kind of made my day, Bob. Go ahead.
Awesome, Randy. Well, that's good to hear. Very, very cool. Well, good. If you've got some requests coming in, I will let you go and let you jump on those. It's been a pleasure, and hopefully we can do this again and do it on 20 meters. That'd be cool. Got a QSO scheduled with a gentleman in Florida in the morning on 20 meters. Hopefully we can make it happen. Mag loop to mag loop.
Oh, very cool. Yeah, that would be great. I've heard lots of things about the mag loop. Don't know that much about them. Again, a lot of stuff's over my pay grade. I'll let the experts do it. I know enough to be dangerous. I've tried my stint at making antennas, and I've been fairly successful, but not comfortable. So again, I leave it up to the experts. So 6 through 20, we're covered with a hex beam at 45 feet on the base plate. So that works out pretty well for us. And then we can crank up to 1.5 kilowatts if we want, but we don't hardly ever do that. We let this thing kind of cruise along between 700 and 800 watts, and it seems to work quite well for us. And that's what we do. So again, making contacts is the key. Having fun in the process is also fun. It's nice to be able to talk to areas that we haven't done before. We have not had a QSO before. I appreciate the first one. And yeah, it'd be kind of fun to try to work in another band as well. I do get in there from time to time on 20 meters, so I know it's possible. But anyway, hey, enjoy the rest of your evening. Thanks for giving us a call. And you be safe and be well. Have a wonderful weekend, and look for us again. Again, we're out here 2 o'clock Central, and we live stream at the same time, of course. And you know, give a look, give a listen. You go to my YouTube channel, go put in my call, and there we are. And we'll have some fun with it. But anyway, take care, and thanks again. Whiskey 0 Bravo November Charlie, Kilowatt 0 Radio Whiskey Bravo. Thanks, Bob.
You bet, Randy. I just found your YouTube page, so I hit subscribe and the bell. So next time you pop up, hopefully I'm around the radio and can chat with you then. So Randy, take care. It's good talking to you and good to meet you again. W0BNC.
You bet. Thanks again. And we'll go ahead and clear. We're going to see if we can grab this station here real quick out of maybe in Daytona, Alpha 1 India Alpha. We'll see if Mark is in there. Mark, Alpha 1 India Alpha, Kilowatt 0 Radio Whiskey Bravo. Mark, do you have a copy? Well, you're in there, Mark. You're kind of light, but I'm not surprised. Again, I'm not really set up that well for 40 meters, but we thought we'd give it a go there, Roger.
Well, that's okay, man. You are probably 5 seconds.
Yeah, and you're about the same way. I've got about an S3 noise floor, so you're definitely above that. The audio is not terribly strong per se, but the signal's right in there. And look at it this way. We got to work a new band, Roger.
Very happy to make a trip out there, 1,000 miles long. I'm glad the 40-meter band went along at the very end here. I'm usually along.
Yeah, I didn't anticipate having to break this up today, but we had to shut it down about 3 o'clock. Some things kind of came up, and then we went down to Studio B, and I got out the MP1, that manual screwdriver, and that was where we were streaming to start with. And the computer or something did something. And I appreciate people on the chat were saying, hey, I think you mentioned as well, the picture breakup or there was no audio or something, and then all of a sudden everything on the computer just started to go crazy. So we tried to finish the QSO. I wanted to work that antenna a little bit more tonight, which I could, but I wanted to stream as well. So we just took a short standby, and then came back up here to Studio A, so to speak, and so here we are again, and we'll let it run for a little bit and see how it goes. Roger?
Absolutely, man. Well, I'll tell you, you're sounding good, no problem at all. I have somebody near me who's just tuning near me, which is kind of nullifying everybody's signal, so I'm not going to kind of hang in there too long, man, but I'm real happy to make a 40-meter contact with you, man, and we'll be looking for you next Monday if you're out there, or whenever you happen to get out there again. And I hope you have a great weekend, my brother. And it's always a pleasure. And 73s and much respect. Over.
Yeah, always a pleasure, Mark. Hey, thanks for giving me a heads up on the chat, because I would have never thought about it. I didn't think the band would be that long. I did get into Georgia, and then I got into Tennessee. So I figured that was about the end of it, per se. Earlier this morning, it was Chicago, Wisconsin, Michigan, which is fine. So, this is a nice change. I mean, I love working 20 and 17 meters, but it's kind of nice to be here on 40 as well. So, so we'll play it out and see how it goes, and we'll run a little bit until either the band dies or there's no more else to talk to for the evening. But yeah, I'm glad we got a new contact on 40. And we will be back out here next week. The intention will be on Monday again on 2 o'clock, and we'll make it work then. So anyway, thanks, Mark, for giving me the heads up, and I'm glad we got the contact. Now we have to work on some of the other bands. Hopefully the conditions will help us. You do as well. Be safe, be well. Have a great weekend, Mark, and I'm sure we'll talk with you again on Monday. Alpha Alpha 1 Indy Alpha, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo, 73s. Okay, Mark, 73s, K0RWB, K0RZ, any station anywhere? And we'll try it again, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo, Randy, Kansas City, calling K0RZ, any stations anywhere?
Whiskey 4, Tango, Sierra, Hotel.
I knew you were going to be there at some point or another. Boy, I made myself a new friend. Bobby, how you doing?
Yeah, man, it's not real good shape there, Randy, but I did want to holler at you there, my friend. You're about a 5'7" over here close to the East Coast in northeastern North Carolina. Good to catch you on this one there, buddy.
Yeah, that's great. It looks like we're going to get a new band. Hey, that's terrific. Again, I had no idea what 40 meters was going to do. This morning was relatively short. At 2 o'clock, it was short. My closest was 117 miles, and the longest was about 450. And you're currently at about 950 as the crow flies. But it's a good signal. You're a good, solid 5 and 7, and the audio's right there. So you probably sound better in my receive than I sound in yours.
I'm doing all I can do there, Randy. Well, I can do more, but I'm doing legal limit. Doing legal limit right now on the Flex. Kind of percolating out your direction. We normally get on 40 meters about 8 o'clock every night. Somewhere right in here, somewhere between 7210 and 7220. Got 2 or 3 of my friends. We talk on 40 meters every night. And actually, we were on 40 meters last night, and Europe was coming in real well. So you can't never tell about 40 meters there. Over.
Yeah, I've heard that. So I gave you a little bit extra. So now I'm right at 1 kilowatt. So that's about all I can get. I could do a little more, but why bother? I've heard that. I don't. I guess I need to spend more time on 40, and I think the reason I don't is that the antenna got put up temporarily just so I could get on the air, and the weather hasn't been really good enough yet to tilt the tower over and reconfigure the antenna. So I guess I'm lucky to get what I get, and it seems to work okay, but I think it could probably work better. Roger?
Yeah, Roger on that. Roger on that. We found that it comes in. I don't know. It comes in pretty good about 8 o'clock. I got a friend in Fort Charlotte, Florida, and some down around Atlanta, Georgia, and up around Cleveland. We get in here on 40 meters, and it works pretty good most of the time. And the funny thing is, it's everybody. My friend in Florida, he's down in Fort Charlotte, and that's a pretty good op for me. And he's running basically the same station I'm running, and he gives me a 20 over here on 40 meters. But like I said, it's you can't ever tell what it's liable to do. I'm gonna hold you in there. I wanted to get with you today, but there was a station on 7213 running a traffic net, and I could hear you, but most of the time when they were keyed up, I couldn't hear you. Of course, I was listening on Facebook. But anyway, got you on a new band. We'll keep doing it. Do it again sometime, and I do appreciate you coming back to my call, and we'll listen for you Monday also. If you want to do any radioing, look for us a little small group, somewhere like I said, between 7210 and 7220. You ought to be able to find us after 8 o'clock or so, and 3 or 4 good guys in there enjoy conversation. So with that, we'll say 73's good evening, and have a good weekend, Randy. Appreciate you picking up my call. K0RWB, W4, TSH, 73.
You bet, Bobby. Hey, it's been a whirlwind. Yeah, I look forward to it. Thank you again. Yeah, and thanks for the new band. That's pretty cool. Yeah, that time you were 5.9 plus, so it's definitely your favorite. And I will kind of look out for you guys, see if I can run across you, and maybe come in and say hi there real quick, what have you, and let you guys get at it. But yeah, we'll be back here on Monday. That's the intention, and we'll see if we can make the contact again. I got to figure out what's going on with Studio B with my computer, but so far everything's working okay up here. But enjoy your evening, of course, and the weekend coming up. Be safe and be well, Bobby. And I know we have many more QSOs to come. But I'm glad we got in there today, and I have no doubt that it'll work again. Whiskey 4, Tango Sierra Hotel, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo, 7-3, Bobby. Hey, we'll be clear, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo, QRZ, any stations anywhere.
Victor Echo 6, Hotel India, India.
The Victor Echo 6 again, please.
Hi, good evening. It's Victor Echo 6, Hotel Italy, Italy.
Okay, Bruce, I got it that time. It took for a second for the computer to pop up there. Victor Echo 6, Hotel Italy, Italy. Hey, thanks for coming back with the call. Again, the name here is Randy. We are, let's see, for you, we would be 47 kilometers east of downtown Kansas City, Missouri. Roger?
Okay, fine business, fine business. We're doing fine. Good signal here. You're 10 over, probably 10 over in southwest Alberta, right in the very corner on the Montana border, just on the British Columbia border as well, right in the corner, being the north boundary of Waterton National Park, up from Glacier National Park in the sunshine, beautiful National Geographic day today, Randy. Go ahead.
Oh, that's terrific. Would that put you south of Twin Butte?
Yeah, we're about 4 miles south of Twin Butte, right near the north boundary of the park on Highway 6 there. I got to stare at those rocks every day, Randy, but you lose objectivity come the end of April there when it's still snowing. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, listen now. I don't like to hear weather reports from Florida or weather reports from the north. Okay, so keep the snow out of the conversation. I'd like to think that we're past it, at least so far. I don't want it to come back, but we have had snow in May. but I'm hoping it doesn't happen this time around. But yeah, you know, I absolutely love this logging program. I put the call in. I've got an overall world map, and then I can dial the other map in to see how exactly where people are at. So I was able to pull it up close enough to see Dry Wood and Hill Spring and Mountain View and Twin Butte. So I had a pretty good idea where it was at. It looks like beautiful country. So you know, I guess there's worse places there, Roger.
Oh yeah, QSL. You should be able to pick up my two cats then if it's a good app. I'm just joking. Yeah, we're at a little ranch here. This elevation about 4,600 feet, and rocks go up to 9,500 just to my west, and 10,500, that's in the park, and then 10,500 in Glacier. It's really pretty out there today, and a lot of the snow is gone. There's a little lake in front of the QTH which is melted. There's another little lake that isn't, and no real critters today. There was a whole bunch of elk yesterday, but other than that, it looks like it's starting to spring here, which you never put the winter tires away. Go ahead.
Yeah, I can certainly understand that. Well, I don't complain about the weather because I can't do anything about it in most cases. I certainly can comment on it. We're not particularly warm, but we have had sunshine for the last several days, and that does help. Sunshine, having coffee, and get up in the morning. The rest of the day is a bonus. And we're not going to complain too much. But we would like for it to warm just a little bit. As soon as I say that, it'll be so hot we'll be complaining about how hot it is and have the air conditioner on. So we'll certainly take it day by day. If tomorrow's a little better than today, I think we're headed in the right direction. But we would like to get to the point where T-shirts and shorts would be more acceptable. Roger?
Yeah, I remember T-shirts and shorts. I think it was 2017. Something like that. The wind is a problem around here. You see from the K0RWB page there that what happens to a 65-foot tower and a 170-kilometer winds. It's pretty rough. You get a lot of orographic downflow and warm Chinook winds off the rocks here, so it bounces it around quite a bit. I see from your K0RWB page there you got a lovely hex beam. Yeah, the only thing that works here is a very large loop antenna, which I'm talking to you right now, and it sort of bounces around a bit on. It's got let's see, 2 towers and 2 masts and a couple light standards, and it's 1,434 foot in circumference. I can get around. I can put it up till I hit the neighbor's cows there, Andy. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, it just took a slight dip. Otherwise, you've been 5.9 plus the entire time. So, again, I am just amazed at you know, the different antennas that the different operators are using, and actually how well they work. That's why I'm really kind of hesitant to be here on 40, because it was a matter of just getting it in the air, so to speak, to get on the air. And it's just a 40-meter dipole, not even in a proper configuration per se. And it's maybe 38 foot off the side of the tower, but it seems to work. But we would like to get it a little bit better, a little bit more height, of course, and a little bit better configuration. But we're waiting for a couple of good warm, less wind days that we could tilt the tower over and do some work. So in the meantime, we'll have to operate it the way it is, Roger.
Yeah, you bet. Well, you don't have to change anything. You're doing fine. It's a baser on the band, but you're between 10 over and down to 5.6, 5.7, but no problem. 100% Q5 copy. And I don't know where the lobes are in this thing. I know they're really good into California. The high point is 82 feet, and well, there's always room for another tower out there, but I just have to rest it at night when the YL isn't looking. Randy, go ahead.
Yeah, I certainly understand that. My situation is that she actually knew how much things cost versus what I told her. We have about 1.25 acres, so we would have room to put some other up as well. There are several trees around this good size, It's going to come to that, but again, when the weather gets a little more settled, then we'll probably look at making some changes. That's why we really enjoy 6 through 20, because we'll just rotate the hex beam around and not have an issue. But 40 and 80 meters, we got these dipoles, and they do fairly well. I think they could probably do better with some elevation mixed in, and that's what's on the docket later on there, Roger.
Yeah, it sounds great. Well, I'm trying to figure out how to rotate the ranch. I figure if I hook up two of the neighbors' tractors, I might be able to work something. There's no directionality to this thing, other than it's supposed to come off the broadside, I guess, and it's pretty good to the south. North side of it abuts on a little valley that goes down to the creek, and the north side of the ranch. So I got a pretty good shot into Greenland, I guess. But it listens very, very well. That's the problem, too well. So no front to back. But lots of fun anyway. But you sounded really good here into the Canadian Rockies, right in the very corner. So you're doing fine there, Randy. Glenn.
Yeah, I was out here earlier for an hour and had to take a break. I came back on about 5 o'clock Central in my Studio B, so to speak, and had a little bit of computer issue. So my live stream on YouTube locked up. So we moved back up here to Studio A, so to speak, and this is where we're at right now. And we were we weren't really sure what the band was going to be like. On my logger program, it shows we're 1,206 miles as the crow flies. So that tells me the band is fairly long. We've had some shorter QSOs, so it seems to be working pretty well. It's moving around a lot, of course, and signals are moving with it. But the contacts really do surprise me. I didn't anticipate it working quite that well, but I know I can get it to work better with a little bit of altitude. So that's what we're going to try to do as time goes on. And I do appreciate the signal report. Again, you've been 5.9 to almost 10 over, and so maybe I need to take some pointers from you, Roger.
I don't know. You just add wire and an understanding YL. I was talking to, Eugene Oregon on 5 watts there yesterday in Bali. A guy in Bali the day before, so it never fails to amaze me. And somehow or other, I got to get through all these rocks immediately to my west. But it seems to work. Anyway, there's somebody else trying to call you there. I don't want to monopolize it here, Randy, but that was a good chat to you. I was going to secure a good page. I'm going to have to check the YouTube channel and get a little more computer literate here. We're an antiquary here, we fit into the 19th century here, Randy. I'll pass it back to you for one more and then let you go fish for some more QSLs there. Go ahead.
Yeah, no problem, Bruce. Well, actually, probably the simplest way to get to it is if you're on my K0RWB page, we do have a link that goes right to the channel. And if you wanted to listen to our QSO, of course, you'd look, at the video with today's date on it, of course. And we've done 2, so you want to look at the second one. And we would be probably about 38 minutes in, so you could fast forward up to that point, and that would get you pretty close. That way, you get a chance to listen yourself on the air, which we don't get to do very often. So I think it's kind of a cool thing. I enjoy doing it. And I think other people seem to like it as well. We're having fun with it. As long as everybody else does, we're going to continue doing that. And also on the page, we've got information on a drawing that we do every Wednesday evening. We do a gift certificate from a local amateur radio store here in the Kansas City Metro. It costs you nothing, of course, to sign up. You can either go to the live chat on the YouTube channel and type in your call sign and K4P, which stands for Kidney for Papa Phil. He's a ham operator in Michigan that we're trying to get some awareness and maybe some testing. He needs a kidney, trying to help him out. And it also helps promote the little mom and pop shops here in the metro area. So it's a win-win for everybody. If you choose not to, that's fine. But yeah, give the channel a look and a listen and see what you think. And we do this 2 o'clock Central during the week. until today. The schedule got changed up a little bit today, but on Fridays we come down here on 40 meters, so we'd probably have a chance to work you on 20 and 40, so we'd get a new band as well. So anyway, that's the last of my story. Thank you, Bruce, for giving us a call. Appreciate it very much, and nice to work here for the first time. Be safe and be well. Have a great weekend, and I know we'll work again. Victor Echo 6 Hotel India, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo, 7-3s.
Hey, you bet, Randy. Appreciate it for sure. This thing up to 10 over now, pretty much steady. The band's doing great. I'll check it out. It's a good thing I'm not on Zoom there. It would be kicked off like Trump and Twitter. Anyway, talk to you later. He's a Romeo Whiskey Bravo V6HII Water National Park. 7-3, Randy.
Okay, 7-3s. And we'll go ahead and clear with Bruce. Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo, QRZ, any station, anywhere?
Alpha Charlie 9, Hotel Oscar.
The Alpha Charlie 9 again, please?
Oh, yes, QSL. This is Alpha Charlie 9, Hotel Oscar. Name here is Kurt, trying out a new radio.
Okay, Kurt. Hey, thanks for giving us a call. Yeah, the name here is Randy, and we are 35 miles east of downtown Kansas City, Missouri, and got you pulled up, so you're kind of in between Merrillville and South Bend, Roger?
Yeah, that's the QSL. I am in LaPorte, Indiana, not too far from Lake Michigan. Trying out a new Flex radio here. This is actually the first contact I've made on it. Hopefully I'm not overdriving it at all.
No, it's actually crystal. Very nice audio. So you hit it right the first time out there, Roger.
Well, that's really good to know. I don't even have a push-to-talk button yet because the microphone didn't come with it. It's coming later. So I'm running a headset and pushing the button on the radio to key up. Back to you.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe you were running on Vox or something, but no. Boy, that's really nice. Very, very nice and clear, and has a lot of fidelity to it. So tell us, what's your secret?
This time I'll have to say it's nothing but luck. I am not even positive I had it set up right, and I imagine there's some tweaking I can do. The previous owner had some settings for the equalizer, so apparently with this Heil headset, it's a good match.
Yeah, when the band calms down and minds its own business, I mean, it's a terrific signal, and the audio is what I like to say, it's right in front of you, a lot of nice fidelity. Again, thank you for the first contact. That's pretty cool. And I'm live streaming on YouTube. You should actually listen to this yourself on the playback, Roger.
Oh, okay, that's good to hear. What would be the address or YouTube channel?
Well, it's my call sign. So you can either go to YouTube and go to search and type in my call, or you can go to the QRZ page, my page, and I've got a link. You can go to it. And, that's kind of one of the things we do, we like to do for the live stream is I've had a lot of opportunities to talk to people that are new radios or new microphones or combinations of what, or new antennas. And, we don't get much of an opportunity, Kurt, to hear ourselves on the air. So I had some help and some coaxing to get this live stream up, and we've had a lot of fun with it. And you would be the perfect situation to be able to hear yourself on the playback, Roger.
Okay, so you got that right. I'm definitely going to listen to that. I did find you on YouTube, and when we're done here, I'm going to search for me. And just so you know, you are about 20 over here, and the audio in this headset sounds great. You were the signal that popped out the most on this fan adapter, so I chose you, which worked out really well for me since you're doing a live stream. Back to you.
Hey, well, I appreciate you choosing me over all the others. Hey, that's terrific. Well, tell us, what's the headset you're using?
That's the BM17. It's the light traveler that you could take out in the field or whatnot. I didn't want anything super heavy like the Pro Set, so I knew I was taking a little bit of a compromise on the microphone, but from the way it sounds with this equalizer and everything, that won't be an issue. Back to you.
No, it is not. It does sound really, really good. Again, don't take my word for it. you'll have a chance to listen to it yourself. And that's what I did in the beginning. I run a set of headphones. One is a little easier to hear, and two, the wife only has to hear one part of the conversation. And I thought it sounded pretty good in the headphones, and I listened to the playbacks, and I thought it sounded terrible. So I started making a little adjustments and so forth. The radio's a month old. It's the new Yaesu FTDX10, and we've got to try to work with the equalizers inside. So a combination of that, and it started to get a little better, and so it's gotten to the point where we are now, and we've locked it in. We've got it saved, and we're not going to change the settings. We like the way it sounds, and it sounds like me, like I would be on the telephone, and that's about as close as I think you can get as a real person. And you're right there. So it seemed to me, in my receive, you've hit a home run right out of the box. I think that's terrific. And, I'm just amazed how well it sounds and how well it's working for you. I think that's great.
Well, thank you very much. And that's funny because the FTDX10 is what I was looking at before this popped up on QRZ. And this costs a little bit more, but for what I got versus a brand new one, I got a heck of a deal. At least in my opinion, I did. But that FTDX10 was very high on my list. I love that screen. That is a beautiful screen, and you definitely got the audio tuned right in. It sounds great with this radio, and your radio into this radio just sounds awesome.
Well, that's nice of you to say. I do like the radio. I like the receiver on it, and I do like the external monitor feature so that I can actually broadcast that onto the channel. So, I mean, you see everything that I see, of course, with about a 30-second delay. But again, you can see your signal report. You can actually see, what your voice inflection looks like. I can send it over to a multimeter so you can actually see, how narrow or how wide your audio is and those kind of things. And it's, like I said, it's just kind of fun. People seem to enjoy it. I'm having a great time with it. Everybody's been very supportive. I've got some people that like to follow the channel. I think it's great. I follow a lot of others that are doing this as well. I don't know of many or anybody particularly right now that's doing this in the Midwest. There's a lot of operators on the East Coast that are doing live streams. I'm sure there are, and maybe I'm missing them. But I don't know anybody per se that's in the Midwest that's doing this. And, timing and conditions and location, we're not all able to hear each other at different days and times and so forth. So maybe this covers a void. I don't know which, but we're having fun with it. And I think we'll continue doing it as long as we do. So tell me real quick, I didn't, or you may have told me I didn't pick up, but what's the antenna you're using with it as well? Go ahead.
Okay, Randy. Yeah, we greatly appreciate you guys doing this live stream like this. It's great for everybody, and I won't keep you much longer so that somebody else maybe in the same situation I'm in can do the same thing. But yeah, I'm running a butternut vertical, the HV6, which is actually modified. I got a couple extra bands on there, so it's probably about an HV8. The HV9 is the highest you can go, and I don't have 12 and 17, so it's actually probably an HV7. But either way, it does real well for me. I need to tune in 80 meter a little bit better, but 40, 20, and 10 and 15 are not too bad. So 6 meters a little less to be desired as well. So we'll go one more round, and then I'll let you get back to getting anybody else on here that might want to hear themselves on a live stream. Back to you.
Yeah, well, you just hit 20 over. I take it that's the antenna that you've got on your QRZ page, the vertical?
Yes, that is correct. That is the one.
Yeah, terrific. You've got just enough, and I mean, maybe it'll sound bad if I say that, but that's not what I mean. It's got just enough reverb or echo in your audio. I mean, not like I see that, what you've got on your page. On the old CB days, I won't take it that way. But just enough, a little bit of reverb or an echo, really quite cool. I kind of like that. So you know what? You've made my day as well. I got a chance to get into Fort Collins, Colorado area, which we had family and been many times, and get to be your first contact with a radio, and you seem to hit it out of the park. Well, this is just a win-win for me. Go ahead.
Yeah, for sure, me as well. And some of that echo could actually be that my shack is in my pole barn, and I have not built a room around it yet. So I'm in a very large area. It's a 30 by 40 pole barn, and it's very echoey in here. So that could be what you're hearing.
Well, I don't know what it is, but don't change it then. Or maybe so. Whatever works for you. No, that's great. As you can tell, I'm easily amused, but that's okay. That's the cool thing about amateur radio. Different strokes, different folks, and so forth. And different amount of money spent on stuff. As little as possible to big operating stations and or 100 watts on a wire. It's just amazing. They're definitely a creative bunch. We come up with ways to make stuff work, which is really cool. So, well, Kurt, hey, thank you. And we are kind of move on a little bit. We've got a few more minutes yet, and then we'll probably have to shut it down for the evening. But terrific, yeah. Give a listen to the channel, and we also do a weekly gift card or gift certificate giveaway from a local amateur radio store here in the metro. Doesn't cost you anything. The information's on the QRZ page. If you wish to enter or qualify, or whatever you want to call it, you can do the live chat, or you can go to the comment section, type in your call sign, and then type in K4P, kilowatt 4 Papa, which stands for kidney for Papa Phil. He's a ham up in Michigan that is in need of a kidney. We're trying to help to get the word out. Also awareness for being kidney donors and so forth. And we're just trying to pass it forward, and it's a win-win for everybody. And if not, that's fine too, but I've enjoyed it very much. I hope you have as well. And look for us again. We do this 2 o'clock Central during the week on 20 meters, and on Fridays we do 40 meters just for different opportunity for different stations. And look for us again. But we have enjoyed it tonight. Be safe and be well. Have a great weekend. Alpha Charlie 9, Hotel Oscar, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo, 73.
Okay, Randy, thank you very much for the time and the conversation.
Stand by, guys. Let him clear.
Good report, and you as well has hit it out of the park. It sounds great. So you enjoy the rest of your evening and have a happy Easter, and be safe out there. 73, my friend. K0RWB, AC9HL.
Okay, Kurt, sounds good. Yeah, sounds good. Wait till you hear it back. You're going to love it. K0RWB, we're clear. QRZ. The H station again, please.
Kilowatt Bravo 8, Queen Delta, and name Jim.
Okay, Jim, I got you there. Hey, thanks for giving us a call, and thanks for, I guess, standing by, hanging out, whatever. We're not a good pile-up guy. We like to give equal time and equal shares, so to speak. Again, the name here is Randy, and we are 35 miles east of downtown Kansas City. Playing a little radio up and down most of the afternoon, but we're out here again, and for a little bit anyway, having a great time, and we're also live on YouTube. Roger?
Roger. What was your call again, Randy?
Yeah, it is Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo, red, white, and blue.
Okay, you won't believe it, but we're in Ohio near Dayton, and you're 20 over with fabulous audio. It's like you're sitting out in front of the house. Over.
Well, that's very nice of you to say. I wish I could take credit for that, but I guess we'll have to leave it up to propagation. And it never ceases to amaze me what happens on 40 meters. It is truly a unique band. I need to spend more time here. I don't, because I don't have the best antenna set up currently, but apparently I'm making the trip to you quite well, Roger.
Roger. Your call started out with K0RWB, correct?
No, sir, just the kilowatt. Kilowatt 0, Romeo Whiskey Bravo, red, white, and blue. K0RWB.
I'm trying to bring you up on YouTube here. I ran across one station before, and we did this a month ago, and you might comment, what is the audio too sharp on it right now?
It sounds like you're driving it a little hard, James, if truth be told. Maybe a little less mic gain, a little less compression. I mean, I can understand you, but it seems like it's driving hard in my receive.
Okay, that's what I was sure. This should be a little better.
Yeah, you're heading the right direction.
Yeah, the mic gain's the hardest to tell. I'm operating off a 4-band vertical hustler out in the yard there, and about 30 years. I've had my hand license for years and years, but we've just been active here in the last 2 weeks. This is a 30-year-old radio that's sat on the garage shelf for quite a while. It's an old FT101ZB. You're listening to 100 watts.
Well, that's terrific. Well, give yourself a pat on the back. That's 5.9 plus 10 in my receive, and that's what's showing up on the screen. So it's doing quite well. If you will, let's try a little bit less mic gain and see what it does for you there. Go ahead.
Okay, how's that?
Well, I tell you what, it's certainly getting there. Again, in the beginning, I could understand you, but I could tell that either you were throwing a whole lot of wattage or maybe the mic was a little hot. But it's starting to sound a little better. I do like it there, Roger.
Yeah, a friend of mine, the old 4-pin mics were a little hard to find. A friend of mine gave me this. This is a Shure desk mic. Who knows the age on it? Probably about as old as the radio itself. But I cut the mic gain down just a little more, and I got this mic's got a battery, and so I'm just going by the ALC meter on the radio when I set it up, Roger.
Yeah, well, I tell you what you just did has sounded the best so far. It really does sound good in my receive. You may have some other reports out there as well, but yeah, it's not near as hot, or it's not driving as much as it was. I think in the beginning, if you were trying to work DX, it probably would work fine. For a little bit more of a casual conversation, which is what we're trying to do here now, I think it sounds tremendous. I mean, I mean no disrespect when I say that, because I'm not the end-all be-all, but currently it sounds really nice to me, Roger.
I'm glad to hear. I had the compression on at first. I turned it off and I cut the mic gain back about 90 degrees. Like I said, this mic does have a battery in it, so I don't know whether it has some kind of an amplifier in it or what. I don't know anything about it, but I was able to get it wired up. It's only 4 wires, so not hard to do, and we've been having fun with it anyway. I mean, not the most optimal antenna. It's a 4-band Hustler vertical, and like I said, the radio's been dormant for 30 years. It shows temperamentalness when I first hooked it up. For about the first week, there was a lot of switches that didn't want to work, and pots that were scratchy and so forth. But actually, it's straightened up here lately. K0RWB, KBQD.
Hey, you know what, James? The radio doesn't know the last time it worked. So, that's the cool thing. So, I don't care about the technology. Yeah, it's nice to have it. I've got newer radios here as well. But I've got no problems hearing you whatsoever. And if you wouldn't have told me what radio, I probably couldn't have guessed, because it sounds really good. Now, I think the battery in your mic is probably a driver to help with the audio, but I have a feeling the radio is doing quite well on its own. So that's why it's probably picking it up and making your mic a little hot. But what you did on your little changes has really made a difference. And it could certainly change again. But boy, for now, you got yourself a keeper. You've been 5.9 plus the entire time. So not only does it sound good, but you've got a good signal to go with it, Roger.
Roger, well, I appreciate the flowers and the true analyzation of the audio. That's what I was looking for. I have an IC 7300 and a desk mic on order. It's been on order for a couple of weeks, and I guess it might be another month before I get it. So I'm really looking forward to the jump in technology. Over.
Yeah, I own a 7300 as well. That's in an alternate shack downstairs. I bought it at the end of January. I like the radio very much. It's nice to have the SDR, the waterfall, and so forth. It's nice to be able to see where there is and is not activity. It's a very easy radio to set up, believe it or not, and be more than happy to try to work you when you get on the air with it. Like I said, we're doing a live stream, so our QSO is being recorded, and you can actually listen to what the changes you've made on this radio now as well. And we'd like to see what it sounds when you get to 7300 there, Roger.
Roger. Yeah, I'm like a kid waiting on Christmas morning to come. It's been about 2.5 weeks since I ordered it, and they're saying maybe around the 12th of April. So, you know how those maybes go, right?
Yeah, I certainly do. However, look at it this way. It's worth the wait, and you're on the air, so there's really not a downside. If you weren't on the air and you were chomping at the bit, I could see that. But you're on the air and you sound great and you got a great signal. So I think when the radio shows up, it'll just be a bonus for you, Roger.
Well, I'm sure hoping so. I'm sure hoping so. This thing is, this old 101ZD is really settled down, and some of the bugs are out of it now, and it's starting to work again. And the knobs aren't scratchy anymore, and the flip switches work. I think I'm going to leave it in here in the house just for an alternative to hook up once in a while and play with. I'm no stranger to the vacuum tube stuff.
Yeah, I understand that as well. That was before my time. I leave it to the professionals. I would not want to attempt that at all. But you go right ahead. Well, listen, I'm really excited to hear about your radio. I think that's terrific, and you're going to love it. It's a terrific radio. There's a lot of them out there. Very seldom do you talk to someone who either is running one currently or has one in their shack. And, they're popular for a reason. It's a great price point, and you get a lot of radio for the dollar. So I'd be really interested to listen to you when you get the radio and to have a chance to work you. But I'll say 7.3 for now. There's a few other stations I think we're trying to get in there as well, but we did hear you and wanted to try to work you. And, again, I appreciate the comments on the signal and the audio. You sound just as good, and your signal is just as strong. So we've got a good little pipeline, no doubt. But definitely look for us again. We do 40 meters here on Fridays, usually a little earlier in the day, but we may have to extend it a little bit since there's so much activity and such great signals. Anyway, enjoy what's the rest of your evening, James, and be safe, be well, have a great weekend, and look forward to working again. Kilo Bravo 8, Quebec Delta, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo.
Okay, thanks a lot for the comeback, Randy. Enjoyed our conversation and your input on the mic. I'll leave it set right where it is and record it where it's set. Look forward to catching you on here again, and I'll check you out. Check out your site on YouTube and listen to it too. So 7-3s, have a good holiday this weekend. KB8QD will be clear.
Okay, sounds good. I appreciate it very much. We'll go ahead and clear with you. We want to try real quick and see if maybe Brad is out there in Central PA. Whiskey 3, Bravo Alpha Sierra. Brad, are you there? K0RWB?
K0RWB, this is Whiskey 3, Bravo Alpha Sierra. Most certainly, Randy. Yep, you're still 5'9" here in Central PA.
Well, I don't know if I want to give you a better signal report then, so I'll just say 5'9" as well. Hey, thanks for hitting me up there on the stream. And, sometimes that's a good way to get through there, Roger.
Roger that. I just found that out. I was sitting here waiting and listening, and I have the YouTube muted so it doesn't mess me up. But I've been following along. That's pretty cool. It's great what you're doing. Thank you a lot.
Well, I appreciate that. Like I said, I didn't invent it, and I wasn't the first, and I won't be the last. But we are having fun with it now. We really are. We've met some terrific people. Because that goes without saying, even if it wasn't a stream. and we've made a lot of new contacts, and we've actually kind of gotten back in touch with some of the old ones, and that's kind of nice. I did not anticipate this much activity this time of day. Maybe I'm doing this too early. I usually do it 2 o'clock Central for a couple hours until the band dies, and then I usually get tied with the YL and what have you. But we've been kind of off and on all day today. An hour earlier, I had some things that had to get done. I got back on at 5 o'clock Central in Studio B and had a computer issue, and the stream died. So we came back up here to the primary, and we called CQ. And by golly, it's nice to have people out there. They're so patient, and they're standing by like yourself. I'm not a big pile-up guy, and I'm not a 5'9" K0RWB guy. I like to give equal time, and I enjoy talking with people and hearing what they've got to say. It's your dime. It's on you, Brad. Go ahead.
Okay, very good, Randy. I'll just give you a quick rundown of what I'm using here. ICOM 7300 into a off-center fed dipole, a jet stream, only up about 25 feet. Pretty modest setup as far as that goes. Running an Meritron 811H at about 400 or 500 watts in that area. I'm running right now in the process of buying a house, so I will have some room hopefully in the next month to erect some larger antennas. That's about my situation here. Back to you, Randy. W3BAS.
Well, I tell you, the 7300 sounds terrific. Is it a stock mic, or are you using something else?
I'm using a Heil PR10 desk mic.
Okay, good choice. That works quite well. I've got on my 7300, I have a Heil ICM boom mic that was suggested by the local amateur store here in the metro, and it seems to pair up real nice. The only downside of the radio, and it's just something, it's not something you have to have, it's something I wanted to have, and that was the external monitor feature, so I could put the display on a bigger screen. Otherwise, it's a great radio. This one here is the new Yaesu FTDX10. This is what we're running now, and that's why I'm able to put the screen on the big screen and then actually be able to stream it as well, because I want people to be able to see their signal strength and see what their audio looks like as well. That's really the only difference. The 7610 offers that, but I don't need a second receiver VFO, and there's a price with it, of course. But a terrific radio. I've not really heard a bad 7300. You can tweak them and make them a little bit better, but generally out of the box, they sound real good. And you as well. You're 5'9 plus. The audio is great, so we've got a good pipeline. Roger?
Roger that. Glad to hear that, Randy. And I'll let you get back to and maybe contact some other guys so they can hear themselves also. It's a very great service you're doing, buddy, and I really appreciate it. And thanks for coming back to me. K0 or oh man, I just lost it. RWB, W3BAS. 73s for the evening, Randy. Have fun.
Yeah, Brad. Now you know what I go through. I have a hard time with my own call, so don't feel bad. Thanks for stopping in, and like I said, give a listen there on YouTube if you want to hear the playback. We would probably be about a 1 hour and 8 in, so you could fast forward up to that. And I'm also putting on the screen right now the information on the gift card giveaway that we do every Wednesday. So if you want to be considered that, sign up, qualify, whatever, there's information on my K0RWB page. Or simple, just go to the live chat, put in your call sign, and type in K4P, kilowatt 4 Papa. That's kidney for Papa Phil. He's a ham operator in Michigan that's in need of a kidney, so we're trying to create some awareness, for people that need kidney donation and so forth. And the gift certificate comes to the local amateur store here in the metro area. We'd like to support and buy local. It's a win-win for everybody. If you wish to be considered for that, put information in. If not, hey, no big deal. Have fun, and we'll look for you again. I've enjoyed it. I hope you have too, and I'm sure we'll have a chance to work again. Brad, thank you very much. Sounds really good and might receive. Whiskey 3, Bravo Alpha Sierra, kilowatt 0, radio Whiskey Bravo, 7-3s, brother.
7-3 M3s, Randy. Have a good evening.
Okay, well, we'll go ahead and clear with him, and we're going to check real quick and see if Kilowatt Delta 8 uniform Juliet Mike is in there. Are you still there? Go ahead.
This is Kilowatt Delta 8, United Japan and Mike. Hope I'm getting in there, Randy. K0 red, white, and blue. Go ahead.
Yeah, how about 20 over? Everybody's coming up in my receive. I think this is terrific. I love to hear it. Hey, thanks for hanging around. I think you found the secret out as well there, didn't you?
I'm sorry, Randy. I was talking with you there for a second. I missed your question. Go ahead.
Oh, no problem. I'm used to doing that. Sometimes I key too fast. I said, well, I appreciate you standing by, hanging around, however, but you did find out how to get through there, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. I think it's pretty neat. I did hear you say that you were not the inventor of this on live streaming on YouTube, but it certainly is my first time seeing it, and I wanted to hang around a few minutes and see if I could get in there to talk to you. Great sounding signal up here in Michigan. The name is Shane, Sierra Henry Alpha November Echo, and I'll give you a basic rundown of what I'm running with here. It's a FTDX 3000 with a Heil PR 781, and I'm putting 5 watts out into a homebrew solid state amp, and it looks like right now about 1,300 out, and the antenna is a 130-foot long end-fed on cut for a half wave on 80 meters, but works real good here on 42. So that is the basics. Yeah, I see my shack there on the YouTube live stream. So great sound and station, Randy. I'll turn it back to you. This is KD8UJM.
Wow, that's impressive. That's a solid 20 over the entire time. It must be something going on in Michigan. Yeah, I thought you'd kind of like that. We have the opportunity. We can pull pages up and display them. And you know, I want to give you props. Of course, you sound terrific. I've been really fortunate. Boy, the last hour, the signals are coming up, and the audio that you guys have out there is just phenomenal. I'm really starting to like 40 meters a lot more than I thought I would. I'm going to have to start hanging out here more often. And we've even got a few people on the stream. Hey, thank you, Nelson. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Jeff. Hopefully we'll get back in there for doing that as well. And thank you, Shane, for hanging in there. Like I said, I'm not a big pileup guy, and I never claimed to be. I'm not a 5'9" QRZ kind of guy either. And, you know, I appreciate people hanging out. You know, I appreciate the support people have out there. Again, the chance to look at the channel and so forth. And, hey, it's amateur radio, and let's just have some fun. Roger?
Yeah, copy that. And it's the same here. You know, some days I get on the radio and I like to sit and, you know, make a bunch of contacts one after another. But sometimes it's nice to just sit down and have a QSO too. And I actually walked in here to the radio room a few minutes ago, and I said, you know, I feel like just sitting and having a couple of QSOs, not so much just racking up some contacts. So I turned the radio on, and there you were. So I figured check out your YouTube page and thought it was really neat. Decided to try to get in there. This antenna is pointed north and south, this end-fed wire, and it usually does pretty good for me north and south. So I thought there was a good chance anyways. So wanted to give it a shot. But no, that's great what you're doing for the fellow Michigander up here, K0RWB. Really neat channel. I'm going to subscribe to your YouTube channel there, and yeah, it's been great. So I'll turn it back to you, KD8UJM.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. We were trying to do a little bit to help Papa Phil behind the scenes. You know, when we first became aware of it. You know, to me, there's a couple of people that really come to the forefront, and that's Christian. He has a channel called 100 Watts on a Wire on YouTube. And the other one that kind of introduced me to it, that I always give him credit whenever possible, his name is Alex, Whiskey 7 Hotel Uniform. He's from Cutler Bay, Florida. He runs a terrific live stream every day. He's on 20 meters at around about 14,310. And him and I talked on several occasions in the beginning, kind of got me interested in it and suggested I do it because of location. I don't know anybody central U.S. that's doing this, a lot of on the East Coast. So there's a possibility that maybe, you know, there might be some interest in this part of the country, and so far there has been. I'm having a ball with it. I'm learning more about it every day, trying to get a little bit better at it. Again, I'm trying to give everybody some equal time. Hey, let's get on the air and have a short QSO. And if you're interested in listening to yourself on the air, it's being recorded. I mean, it can't get much better than that. Like I said, I'm easily entertained, but I do enjoy the hobby, and I do talking with people with different experiences and different backgrounds and so forth. It's really a neat deal, Roger.
Yeah, roger that. And it is really neat, too, because, you get audio reports from a lot of people, but it's really neat to be able to go back to your live stream there and actually hear your audio a little bit more realistically than someone playing it back to you through the radio as well. So I won't hold you too long there, Randy. I know you probably got a few more that would like to get in there and hear themselves on your YouTube channel. So I will go ahead and send it over to you for a final. But it's been fantastic. Thanks for the QSO, and keep doing what you're doing. Let's see here. Kilowatt 0, red, white, and blue. I think that's the easiest way to remember your call. This is Kilowatt Delta 8, United Japan Mike. 73, Randy.
Yeah, I appreciate it very much, and send the flowers back your way. That's been solid signal, 20 over the entire time. I'm amazed the little bit of wattage in and what you're getting out. I'm about 52 watts in and about 800 out. So, no wonder my electric bill's so high. But, there's some barefoot stations out there that just got great signals. So, hey, antenna propagation, timing, everything else seems to work. But thanks again. Enjoyed it very, very much. Thank you for hanging in there. And now you know how to get in a little faster, I guess. I'm not going to let that one out. I'll let you decide that one. Be safe and be well this weekend, and look for us again. We are out here during the week, 2 o'clock Central, generally on 20 meters. May be a little tough for us on 20, but I am joining 40-meter Fridays quite a bit. This has been a really, really great evening, and I think I'm going to keep going for a little bit more as long as everybody wants to make a contact as well. So, Shane, thank you again. You take care, brother, and very nice to work you. Kilo Delta 8, Uniform Juliet Mike, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo, 73.
73, KDUJM.
Okay, we'll go ahead and clear. This is K0RWB, Randy in Kansas City, QRZ. Any other stations? Come on back. There was I believe it was a Whiskey Zero. Let's try that again. Whiskey Zero station. Come back with the call, please.
Yeah, thanks, Randy. Calls Whiskey Zero, X-Ray Alpha.
There was 2 Whiskey Zeros, but we'll take the Whiskey X-Ray Alpha first. Hey, thank you, Kevin, for giving us the call. Again, the name here is Randy, 35 miles east of downtown Kansas City, Missouri. Go ahead.
Yeah, like I said, thanks for coming back to the call. The band is moving a little bit now. You were 10 over. Now you've dropped just a tad, but I just wanted to check in with you. I've only had this radio for about a week, and I've been playing with the audio for some time, a full duplex and listening on another receiver and all that, but I'd like your opinion of it, and I'm not going to tell you what it is till I get an opinion. Go ahead.
It is audible. To me, it's just on the edge of driving. It's a little hot, just on the very edge of being just a little hot. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. I brought the mic gain down a little bit. I'm just trying to find some rag chew audio, and it's I'm running on flex here, and there's just too many controls here for me to make all these adjustments.
Well, Kevin, I thought you weren't going to tell me, but it is much better now. At nice fidelity. It's not clipping, or you can tell it's not hot. It's not driving too hard. Or some people say bright. It's not near as bright. I guess that's another good one. It sounds very nice in my receive. And we'll give a listen yourself on the playback on YouTube.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that. So I'm running the flex here, and I got about 700 watts going out with an ACOM. The end-fed half wave up about 40 feet, 132 feet long or so. And the mic here is a TR-781. And I got to say one thing. This is my first SDR, this Flex radio, and it sure has been a lot of fun.
Hey, Roger, what particular model Flex is it?
This is a 6400M. I traded another radio for it, and then I come to find out I really didn't need the M version because I've only ran that once. Otherwise, I always run it on my PC.
Oh, well, that's great. Well, it sounds really, really good. I was fortunate enough to have another contact with a station earlier in Indiana, and was on a flex as well. But he hit it out of the box right from the get-go. I was like, wow, that's amazing. And you really weren't that far off. I mean, it's just my receive, but you sound terrific now. It's full fidelity. I like to say full flavored because I get a little bit of everything in there. I wish I wish this radio would have been that easy. It was not, but I had a lot of help, and then we did get it narrowed down. We're running a Heil PR 781 here, and we've got it dialed in. We saved the settings, and we're not going to touch them. We like it the way it is, Roger.
Yeah, you sound awesome on my end. I hope mine's, close to yours. And, I just ran across you totally by accident, and I heard you say live stream, and I looked it up right away. I got that running on the other monitor. This looks like some fun. I might have to check in with you every Friday.
Well, that's terrific. I like the idea, and my wife is a much better designer than I am. And when we were trying to do the page layout, I said, we got a lot of room over here on the left-hand side. I don't know what to put there. She goes, well, I've got a webcam. She says, why don't we just get a webcam? I said, nobody wants to see my ugly face. She goes, oh, it'll be fun. It'll give somebody something to talk about. So anyway, everybody out there on YouTube, this is me, unfortunately, but I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but it is something to fill the space, Roger.
Yeah, I understand. You're looking good there with those headphones on and all. I got a webcam here too, but I ended up using it for family meetings and that kind of thing, because I've been retired now for about 2.5 years, and can't complain about that. But anyway, appreciate you helping me here. I know there's other stations that want to get in here and talk to you, and I will check out my audio and what it sounds like when when you go when you put that thing out there and it's ready to roll. So with that, Randy, I'm going to say 73 is your way, and hope to do it again. I got you in the logbook here, so we will look for you, and if I hear you, I'll holler at you, and we'll talk again. So with that, K0RWB here is Whiskey Zero X-Ray Alpha.
Well, Kevin, the pleasure is all mine. I do appreciate it, and thanks for checking out the channel. I do appreciate it as well. I would probably, now there was 2 today. I got cut short earlier, actually twice. So this last one, I would probably fast forward to about maybe about the 1 hour 22, 23 mark. Maybe you could fast forward up to that, be pretty close to when our QSO started. And give a look, give a listen, see what you think. And if you wish to subscribe, that'd be great. If not, hey, I've enjoyed it, and that's not really necessary per se. We're doing it and we're having fun with it. But hey, the idea, of course, is radio making contacts. That's the fun part. So, but we did hear you in there, and we were able to pull you out quite well. You sound really good in the receive, of course, and the flex is doing a great job for you. Be safe and be well. Have a great weekend, and we'll be out of here again next week, and look for us again. And if you hear us, please stop in, and we'll just pick it up where we left off. Whiskey Zero X-Ray Alpha, Kilowatt Zero, Radio Whiskey Bravo, 73.
73.
Okay, we'll go ahead and clear with him. And there was another Whiskey Zero station. If you're still back in there, give us your call, please.
Kilo Zulu to go. November.
82 EPJ.
Okay, gosh, I don't know if I got this right here. I hope there's not more than another Whiskey Zero. Let's try it again. The Whiskey Zero station, come back, please.
Whiskey Zero, Mike, November. Mike, November.
There he is, Gilbert. Hey, thank you. Appreciate your patience here, my friend. I got you that time. I am not a pileup fan, so I'm doing the best I can here. Again, the name here is Randy, and we are 35 miles east of downtown Kansas City, Missouri. There, go ahead.
Okay, Randy. Name here is Gil. You already got that. I'm running a Kenwood TS590SG and the Kenwood NC 80 mic. I've got a dipole, 80 meters of dipole
right now. My AL811 went south on me. I got to take it up to the city to have that guy fix it. I don't know what happened. One of the tubes through. I'm not going to mess with it in there. I don't have the equipment. You're coming in about 15 over. And there's not much noise tonight. I sort of wish the conditions would have been like that for the contest last weekend, but that's the way it goes. I'm using the DX Labs suite program, and I got a 32-inch TV set that I'm using for one monitor and a 27-inch monitor. A lot of things up on there at the same time. I could use another one, but I don't have room. So, it's about 53 right now, I think, here. It's supposed to get near 70 tomorrow. That'll be fun. Thank you, K0. I did tune in your channel, too. K0RWB, W0
Oh, 5 minutes, Gil. Well, thank you for doing that. I'm sorry to hear about your amplifier. Again, I would not want to crack the case open. I wouldn't know where to start. I've had my go of tube amps and have not been very successful. I think I would either forget to change the band or retune, and I end up blowing a lot of tubes, and that gets rather expensive really quick. So we had gone to a solid state amplifier that we used for many years, still have it now, of course. It's in our alternate shack. And we went back to tube amp, but it's a little bit different. We have an ACOM 1000 that has a single tube, and it actually takes less than 10 seconds to tune it. It is really, really simple and has a lot of safety features, so we don't blow it up. At least so far so good. But nice to hear you from Minnesota, and even for barefoot, you're about 5 and 7. Don't really have a problem hearing you. But it was nice for you to stand by there. I didn't realize that the Whiskey Zeros were that popular, but I'm glad we get a chance to work you this evening, Roger.
Yeah, thanks a lot. 5 and 7 is probably reasonable for what I'm running here. I opened it up to look at the tools and stuff, but you got to be careful when you open up those tube amps, and you got something on a voltage to mess around with. So I make sure it's totally gone. I'd like to have a solid state, but I could buy about 6 of these AL811s for the price of the solid states I've been looking at now. You can't buy them right now. Nobody has any stock of anything. I was looking for a MA3B. I don't have much room. I didn't put it up on the roof. They can't even ship. They say they might be able to ship in late June, so that's the way it goes.
Yeah, I've heard that that's been kind of a struggle here the last month or so. A lot of the accessories, a lot of items are currently kind of out of stock. Even my local amateur store here, he's having some issues as well. I think they're all trying to work the best they can, and the manufacturers are doing what they can, but a lot of times it's missing parts, little computer chips, electrodes, those kind of things that that they're waiting on to complete their projects. So it's just something we're going to have to work with, and hopefully in the meantime we do what we do to try to get by, and when stuff comes available, I'm sure it's going to make everybody run a little bit better and sound better as well. So we'll see how it goes, but we're fortunate at the moment. We haven't had any mechanical breakdowns or anything, and we do have sort of redundant systems, I guess you'd say, another radio and so on and so forth. But hope it doesn't come to that. So we try to take care of it the best we can and hope for the best. But again, the bottom line is getting on the air, making contacts, Gil. So even 100 watts, you're doing really good this evening. Of course, the band is getting busy, it looks like, on the waterfall, and there's a lot of stations close by to us, and every once in a while they jump across, but I'm still able to pull you out there pretty good. So we'll see how far it goes. W0 Mike November, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo. Back to you.
Okay, K0RWB, W0 Let's see here.
Kilo Oscar 4, Oscar Yankee Delta, Northeast Georgia, trying.
Yeah, we're in queue, sir. The frequency is being used, and if you want to get in, you can stand by.
I can't complain too much that barefoot is getting me out there anyway. So I guess that's about all I've got. I'll let you get some others in there. I'm sure I know you're not working like a pilot, but I'll bet there's a bunch of people wanting to talk to you. Thanks a lot for the QSO. I haven't been on 40 much. This antenna doesn't do the best job on 40. It works better on 80 and 20. So we'll see what happens. K0RWB, 70 men on 73, and have a good week.
Okay, Gil. Hey, thank you so much for standing by there. I'm glad we got a chance to work. And hopefully you'll get your amplifier situation squared away in short order. And we'll definitely look for you again. But thank you so much for giving us a call tonight. Please be safe and be well. Have a great weekend, and look for us again. We'll just kind of pick it up where we left off. 7-3 for now. Whiskey Zero, Mike November, Kilowatt Zero, Radio Whiskey Bravo will be clear. QRZ, any station, anywhere.
Alpha Charlie 9, November Echo.
Wow, that just about took my headphones off the back of my head, Jerry. Thank you. Thanks a lot there. Alpha Charlie 9, November Echo, K0RWB, back to you.
K0RWB, good evening, and Randy. Yeah, you got my name right. It's Jerry, and I'm here in Indiana. And if you know where Louisville, Kentucky is, I'm on the state line of Louisville, Kentucky, and Jeffersonville, Indiana. Over.
Hey, Roger. Yeah, I've got it pulled up on the map here, and it's showing me they're real close. Yeah, I've got a good friend there in Louisville as well. He helped me with the audio settings on the rig right now. So if it sounds good, I'll take the credit. If it sounds bad, I'll give it to him. Roger.
Yeah, well, no, it sounds real good. I was curious, which radio and antenna are you using?
This one here is the Yaesu FTDX10, and we've just got a 40-meter dipole off the side of the tower, about 38 feet. We're running a little bit of power. We're running an ACOM 1000, just about around 800 watts.
Okay, yeah, that new Yaesu 10. I've seen pictures of it. That's a pretty snazzy little radio. Sounds good too.
Yeah, it's a little interesting setting up in the beginning. You know, I had an FT950 which also had the 3 EQs, and once you get it kind of dialed in, yeah, it'll just sit back and sing. We're very happy with it. We're not giving it back. We like it a lot, of course. It's a small, compact size. I didn't want another big radio. I don't need a second VFO or receiver, so the 101 was out, and the 7610 was out, and this really fits the bill. I do own a 7300, like that radio very much. I like this a little bit better. I think the receiver's a little bit tighter, and I do like having the external monitor feature, so we can do that on displays and so forth. But yeah, you know, there's a will, there's a way. We'll figure things out. The mic's a Heil PR71. It seems to be a good match for the radio. So we're very pleased, but I'll just put the flowers right back to you as well. I mean, that's you're almost a 30 over signal. That's why I had to readjust my headphones.
Well, you're 20 over here, and yeah, I'm using the 7300 with the Heil headset, and wish I would have. I bought the headset when I bought the radio a couple years back. Had I known that the hand mic works just as good as any mic thing that you can put on the daggone thing, I wouldn't have invested the money. But I like it. I use a foot pedal with it, and that frees up my hand, you know, to write or turn the VFO or whatever I might want to do. But yeah, that 10, yeah, I've seen some videos on that. So you would be a good one to ask. The receive's a little, like you say, a little tighter on it than the 7300.
Here's what I'll say about it. It doesn't seem to get overloaded as bad with close-in stations as the 7300. And the only reason I'm saying that is I bought the 7300 at the end of January, ran it for 5 weeks here in the shack when I first started doing the YouTube live stream. And there's stations close by. You know, you can hit the contour notch, and I wasn't very successful trying to eliminate that. This setup for me is a lot simpler and easier to eliminate that nearby station. I'm not degrading the 7300 at all because I own one. I like the radio, but I knew I was going to use it for portable work and a backup radio, and I was just waiting for this one to show up. So, you know, they're really close together. Once the audios are set up, they both sound terrific. The 7300 is easier to set up audio-wise, and it will sound just as good or better than this. This is a little bit a tougher challenge to get dialed in, but once it is, it does great. But boy, the 7300, you can take 2 minutes and you're on the air and you sound terrific. So that's a plus as well.
Yeah, I understand. I told a buddy of mine, I said, if I get my radio here, I said, I'm going to take it right out of the box. I'm not going to turn no knobs, nothing. And I'll call you on the phone and we hook up on a frequency and you'll be able to hear one right out of the box. And we did. He said, well, that sounds pretty good. He said, but I'm sure it could sound better.
Yeah, that's kind of what I did. I think coming out of the box with the mic gain at 50 is too high. I run mine at 20. I run 1 on compression. I run +3 on bass and +4 on treble. That's an easy setup. This radio does not allow you to do that. Now this radio here, I don't run any EQ. I run no compression. I run 20 on mic gain, and that's it. The mic and the radio are doing the rest.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah, that thing sounds really good. But, you know, really, when you get down to it, a lot of it with transceivers is the receive, you know, adjacent channel rejection and all that. Basically, basically when somebody gets their radio tuned in with the audio and all that, they'll pretty much sound like they did on another radio that they owned. But, you know, we're not able to sit there and hear what they're hearing.
Yeah, that's very true. And that's what I tell people. So, well, how do you think it sounds? Well, I can certainly give you my opinion, but I'm not the end-all, be-all. And I think propagation can change the way the audio sounds as well. So, you know, I tell people, you know, for me, this sounds great, or, you know, it's a little hot, or it's a little bright, those kind of things. And then for me, again, I'm not trying to push this, but I do the live stream, and I tell people, hey, don't take my word for it. Listen to the playback yourself and listen to yourself on the air, and then you can decide if it's okay or if you want to make changes. I did that in the beginning, and I made groups of changes because I thought it sounded good in headphones, and then I listened to the playback, and it sounded awful. So it worked for me, and I got some encouragement to do this, so that's why I'm doing it now, because I think we all want to sound good. We want to sound as good as possible. Armchair quality, if you can. It's a lot different if you're trying to run a pilot or you're trying to work DX. I get it, but for most cases, you know, we want to have the best audio possible. We're only working with 3 KC, so it's not like we got a huge range. But you know, to get there as best as possible, I think that's what everybody shoots for.
Yeah, you're right, Randy. Okay, nice chatting with you. You sound great over here. I think somebody else might be wanting to talk to you, or I'm not even going to go there. But anyways, I know there's some others out there, so we'll get out of the way here and let you work some more stations. Randy, I've enjoyed it. You got a great sounding station there, and I'll check out some of your YouTube, but I ain't got nothing else to do. So take care, stay safe, and happy Easter. K0 Radio Whiskey Bravo, AC9NE 73.
Thank you, Jerry. The pleasure is all mine. And again, thanks for taking the time to give us a call. I do appreciate it very much. It means a lot. I like to make new contacts, and it's a first one for us. And who knows, maybe we'll get a chance to work again. I'm sure we will, but hopefully another band to go along with it. But same back to you. You be safe and be well. Have a great weekend. And look for us again. We'll be back out here again next week. In the meantime, I'll say 7-3s. Alpha Charlie 9, November Echo, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo, Randy in Kansas City, 7-3s.
Whiskey India 9.
The Whiskey India 9 again, please.
Okay, it's Whiskey India 9, Juliet Alpha Yankee, Jane, Wisconsin, Randy.
Oh my goodness, where have you been? I was worried about you. Aren't you supposed to be at work?
No, I took a vacation day yesterday, so we got the night off here. So usually when we take a vacation day on Thursday, we don't have to work Friday or Saturday over.
You know, I'd rather hear you on the air than hear about you at work. So it's nice to hear from you. How you doing tonight?
No, not too bad. A little tired out, but other than that, everything is well. Hopefully I'm sounding okay. I'm messing around again here, so there you go. But you're still 5 and 9 here, Randy. Sounding fantastic. Over.
Well, you sound good yourself. Again, you know, I don't work 40 meters this time of day. I'm glad I am. There's a whole lot more activity than I ever anticipated. It has not gone well today, Jay. We started at 2 o'clock Central. We got interrupted about 3 o'clock. We tried it again at 5 o'clock in Studio B, which is my shack downstairs, with an MP1 antenna that we wanted to use, and we started making some good contacts. And my computer something went crazy. My live stream locked up, and the audio sounded good, sounded bad. Excuse me. So I shut it down, and then we took about 5 minutes, came back up here, and fired it up, and we've been here ever since. It's just amazing. I'm having a great time making some great contacts and making some second and third and fourth contacts like yourself, Roger.
Oh, my God, now, Randy. Well, it's working great now, but not sure what you had going on there. But, yeah, some things that happen here, too. We get where the internet or whatever decides it's not going to work, and especially when you're trying to load up a call or something, that's usually when it goes out. But it don't happen a whole bunch, but when it does, it kind of angers you a little bit there. Over.
Yeah, I certainly know what you mean. I just kind of attribute to, you know, sometimes life gets in the way, and, you know, I like to get out here as much as I can, and there are, unfortunately, there are some things that, you know, kind of take preference, and, you know, sometimes the radio has to go to the back end. So hopefully tomorrow I'll get a chance to look and see what's going on in Studio B and see what was going on there. I mean, the system was working great. The antenna is amazing. You know, it's 4 foot off the ground, it's 10 foot in length, and, you know, I'm on 40 meters, and we were doing really great. And I wanted to keep doing that, but I wanted to run it on the live stream at the same time. But it just, for some reason, something went kind of haywire, but we'll get it figured out. But so we come back up here. I think this antenna is probably a little bit better. We're able to reach out. We've even gone up to Canada tonight, so 1,200 miles away, which is pretty cool. But then I get stations like you, which is what I like about 40 meters. We're getting something a little bit closer that we usually don't get to most of the week, and this what makes it fun. And again, we've talked multiple times, and on 20 meters, we probably couldn't.
Oh, very good. Well, that's okay. You know, that's the way it goes once in a while. I know for me here, certain times of the day I get on 40 and can't talk across the road, and there's other days I can talk all over. But yeah, generally when I hear you, you're always right around 5'9", 5'8", so doing a great job. So is that a portable antenna, Randy?
No, the signal is still, you know, 5'9", like usual, and the audio sounds the same to me, Jay, as it has any other time, so it sounds good.
Okay, very good. Well, yeah, we're running the 802 Behringer into a EX3200 Behringer into a MDX 1400 compressor, and back into the radio with a little bit of EQ from the radio there. Over.
Yeah, well, you know, your audio is always good, so whatever changes you're making hasn't hurt my ears whatsoever. But it just, I don't know what it is. and I should probably pay more attention. It's an unusual call for me. The Whiskey India. I don't know why I didn't think I probably could have finished it for you, and if I had thought about it soon enough. But always nice to hear you up there. I'm just glad it's a Friday night. You didn't have to work, so it's a bonus for me.
No, yeah, well, it's a bonus for me every time I can talk to you. I definitely enjoy that, so there you go. But, yeah, I found out this last Thursday, or actually last Tuesday here, that I will be going back to my old job on, I think it's February, I'm way off. April 19th, which is a Monday. I'll be going back to the old job across town, and I'm going to be on days for a while. They offered me a machining job for more money, so I'll be going back over there. So I'm leaving the other plant for a while and going back to my old job, and I'm going to enjoy it. So like I said, I'll be on days for a while, and then I'll go back to a night shift job. But I'm sure I'll be on days for at least 3 months over.
Yeah, I think that's great. Good for you. If that's a better situation for you, I think that's terrific. And maybe that means you'll get a little bit more radio time as well. That's never a bad thing. Anyway, I'm really sorry I didn't send you an email Wednesday night, but there's a whole bunch of others that I didn't send an email to either. So it's unfortunate, but hang in there. We still got a few weeks left, and so don't forget to go ahead and give me the signal again for this next week, Roger.
Oh yeah, very good. Well, the other day I said hi to you on the chat box, and I don't know why it worked then, but before that it never worked. So said hello to you and mentioned about the temperature, and I was surprised that it actually worked. I was on my phone, so it worked. So very good, Randy. Well, good to hear you in there, and hopefully you had a good week. And my wife and I just got back from a little road trip. We took a little road trip up by Escanaba and seen some scenery, and just got back here probably about an hour ago. So came down here to see what was going on. So there you go. But had a nice day. It was a little on the chilly side up there, but we pretty much took a little lakeside drive up that way, and so we got out and walked around the beach on the lake, and kind of froze a little bit, but the sun was shining, and just enjoyed it there. Over.
Yeah, good for you. And you need time like that. I know it kind of recharges the batteries. The wife and I do that here as well. We've got some areas that we like to drive through, and you can get a little bit of fresh air, and get away from all this noise and whatever else. And at least for us, we come back feeling a whole lot better. So, and having some sunshine finally makes things a whole lot easier as well. So, no, the thing is, if and I change up a little bit, if we can get it on the live chat, fine, or if we can get it in the comments like you did before, that's fine as well. I mean, I want to make sure that as many people as possible can get in on it. That's the whole idea, is to make sure that people are aware of it, of course, and have an opportunity and so forth. So what you did, Jay, was great, and it certainly works as long as we've got it in there. I'm more than happy to take it that way, because a lot of times people are not listening to this at the same time, and maybe want to listen to it later on. They go, oh, I didn't know about that. So what you did was great, and it's no problem if you do it again.
Okay, very good, Randy. Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, very cool. Well, like I said, not too concerned on winning, but it's cool to put it in there and see what we get anyway. So, yeah, I was just going to say there that our little trip today, we had my wife and I were married 18 years on the 29th of March. So we didn't get a chance to do anything last weekend. So that's why we did what we did today. Just kind of took a little road trip to get away and spend time together, which is very important to me as well. So couldn't be more blessed to have her and my wife there, Randy. So there you go. But like I said, did you say you're in Studio B, or you're back where you normally are?
Yeah, I didn't do this. It's my friend Todd, who's over on the chat right now. I have two different locations, and the reason I do that is I'm in Studio A, which is the main shack, and it's within 5 foot of the wife's office, and she has conference calls and does Zoom calls and so on and so forth, and I don't want to be up here necessarily, doing what we're doing, and I don't want it to come across over there or her having to hear me and so forth. So I have a setup in the old original shack in the basement, which we now call Studio B, and we're able to tie into the beam and get it rotated and so on and so forth. So my friend Todd, this was his idea. So we're in Studio A currently, and the other one is Studio B. Roger.
Oh, okay, very good. Well, that makes sense. So, yeah, I would do the same thing there. So, anyway, Randy, I'm not going to hold it here. I heard somebody else key up in there, so I don't know if they're possibly wanting to make contact with you. But again, thanks for picking up the call. And I just heard you in there. I was kind of surprised to hear it this time, but glad I caught you, and hope you had a great week. And hopefully we'll do it again real soon, Randy. And I'll turn it back to you for anything final. And again, I hope you have a great weekend coming up. K0RWB from WI9JY.
Yeah, no problem, Jay. Always a pleasure, man. I love to talk with you as well. You never cease to amaze me. You've always got something to talk about, which is great, and I always like having a chance to work you. We've had many contacts, and I'm sure we're going to have many, many, many more. So I look forward to the next one. No, great. You're just a young'un. 18 years? Oh, you're just a young'un. We just went over 35. So we just had a head start, Jay. That's all it is. Hey, congratulations, though. That's a great mark. A lot of people can't say that. So sounds to me you're doing the right thing. Hey, enjoy the evening. Be safe and be well. A good weekend coming up, and look for us again like you have before. And again, I let the computer program do the thing, so people can't blame me. They have to blame the program. I don't have anything to do with it. So who knows? It could be your time. Don't know. I push the button, close my eyes, and whatever pops up shows up. Anyway, take care, brother. Nice to work you again, and look forward to the next time as well. Whiskey India 9, Juliet Alpha Yankee, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo, 7-3, Jay.
7-3's Randy, and thank you. I appreciate that. You have yourself a wonderful weekend. WI9JY clear with K0RWB. 7-3's. Take care.
Okay, 7-3's. We'll go ahead and clear with Jay. And let's check real quick and see if Paul is in there. Kilo Alpha 4, Whiskey Hotel Tango. Paul, are you there? K0RWB, back to you. We'll try one more time here, see if Paul is in there. Kilo Alpha 4, Whiskey Hotel Tango, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo. Back to you, Paul. Okay, sorry, nothing heard. K0RWB, QRZ, any stations anywhere?
Whiskey 8 November Radio 4 Oscar.
There was I think it was a Radio Oscar again?
November Radio 4 Oscar.
Well, I was pretty close, Eric. Hey, thanks. Hey, thanks for giving us a call, and thank you for stopping in. Again, the name here is Randy. We're 35 miles east of downtown Kansas City, Missouri, and nice to hear from you.
Yeah. Good evening, Randy. My name's Eric. I think you got that, and I'm just outside of Raleigh, North Carolina. I'm running a Flex radio here and using a Maestro. I'm actually testing something for a remote operation that I plan to do tomorrow evening. I was just curious about seeing how I would sound with I've got a new microphone connection into the Maestro, and wanting to give it a test out here this evening. And I happened to run across you on the band, and I saw your YouTube channel, so I thought that would be a good way to be able to hear myself as well. So it's kind of a cool thing that you're doing. I've been listening for about 30 minutes to a couple of other chats that you've been having. So it's been fun to hear that. And we just got back from a little de-expedition. We were down at Turks and Caicos at VP5 for the WPX contest this past weekend, and had a great time with that. So back to you, Randy.
see, what's that? Oh, I got your call sign written down. I almost forgot it. K0RWB and R40.
Oh, that's terrific. Yeah, that was a great time, actually. We checked in a few times. I'd have to go back and look at the log, but I do remember that, and I had a lot of fun with it. I was very surprised. I was making the contacts, and some of the pileups were pretty unreal. And at last weekend as well with the last man standing. Again, I'm not a big pileup guy, and I work them the best I can, but this is a little bit different. I mean, we don't like to do 5.9 K0RWB. That's not the whole idea of doing this. I like to give people equal time and have fun in the process. And yeah, it's a neat little segment that we're trying to do here with the live stream, because you will get a chance to listen to it later. I understand you're trying to do a remote setup and so forth. To me, in my receive, it sounds like it was right on the edge of maybe driving it was a little bit hot, or some people would say bright. If there's any, like a little bit of either mic or EQ adjustment to bring it down a touch, maybe that would be better. I don't know, but whatever change you make is being recorded, Eric, so you could listen to it anyway. Roger?
Oh, that's affirmative, Randy. Thanks. I just backed off on the mic gain just a little bit to see if that makes much difference.
Yeah, I can tell a little bit of difference in there. I had the same issue as well, because everybody says, again, it was a little bit bright or hot or whatever the terminology you want to use. And I did two things. One was easier than the other. One, I turned the mic gate back down, and the second one is I keep pushing myself away from the microphone. I was in the habit of my old setup of eating the mic, and now I'm trying to stay 6 to 8 inches away, and sometimes it still drives it too much. So that's what worked for me. I mean, again, it's really close. It's certainly audible, of course, but you get what you get. You work with what you have, Roger.
When most of there are so many people that are just running high power. Anyway, makes for a big challenge. But we did have fun. We made quite a few contacts. Also gave out some FT8 and FT4 contacts during the week and leading up to the contest, and then a couple of rag tunes here and there in and around the contest as well. So it was just a really great experience to be on the expedition side, if you will, of a contest. All my operating has generally been here from North Carolina, and it's just not the same thing when it comes to operating in contests. But so hopefully this is sounding good, and we'll just trying to do some of my own recording here in the feedback that the Flex has. The Flex radio is really great with digital audio paths that you can get feedback and make some recordings of your own on the microphone. So I'll listen to that as when we get done here. But anyway, I don't recognize the call, and I don't have the log handy to go look up quickly if we did work during the WPX contest. But if you worked VP5M, that was us, and me and one other person, K0RWB. We operated for about 38 hours throughout the whole 48-hour contest, and made 1,865 contacts for 3.6 million points, which was pretty good. And at the moment, we're holding number one low power in North America, so that's actually pretty. I wasn't expecting to be able to do that. So that was new for me. So back to you, Randy.
Yeah, no, that's terrific, and for running low power is even more of a challenge. Of course, it's probably a little easier if you're an activator, so to speak, than chasing. But that's something I need to be aware of while I'm doing this is saving some time aside for mobiles and portables and QRPs. I need to make more note of that. And again, that's why I don't really do contests, because I'm just not in that mode of 5.9 K0RWB. It's just not something that I enjoy per se. I prefer to have a short QSO as much as possible, and of course, then we move down and see who else is available and what have you. And it's a little different, of course, when you're doing the live stream, but nobody wants to hear me all night long. They like to hear themselves and others, so that's how it works. And I did pull the page up and was scrolling down through there and ended up being a little jealous. We just got back into aviation ourselves and got in with another friend of mine, and I have a 152 and a 172, and we were up last weekend, and we did our $100 hamburger ride, if you know what I mean, Roger.
Oh, affirmative. Yep. Yeah, it's hard to call them $100 hamburger runs anymore. There really turns out to be more like a couple $100 hamburger runs, the way the cost of fuel and and everything else. But yeah, that's great to meet another pilot. Yeah, we've been flying. We've been a pilot since 1976. We got our pilot's license just out of high school, and going into my freshman year of college back in Buffalo, New York, where I grew up. So and took a break when we had kids from flying for about 20 years, and started back up down here in North Carolina about 17 years ago, I guess it is now, give or take. And 10 years ago, if you saw from my Q0RWB page, we bought an SR-22 with two partners, and that has been an absolutely great aircraft for traveling and being able to go places. So we've been, we do get around. It makes it a lot of fun to do that. So my wife likes to fly, and we get to go down and visit family down in Florida. It's about a 3-hour flight for us. And then we also visit family up in Buffalo, which is 3 hours in the opposite direction. So it's been a great utility, and we've done some other cross-country flying, visited family out in Oklahoma, so as well. We go up to Oshkosh a few times in the past when it was running, and another great adventure up there. So we enjoy flying, and we grew up learning on a 152 and 172s primarily until we transitioned into the SR-22. So if you ever get an opportunity to fly in one of the Cirrus, it's really a nice, comfortable airplane to fly. K0RWB, this is NR40.
Well, that's great. I had a feeling that's what it is, and you may not believe this, but I fly that airplane about 3 days a week, and the SF-50 Vision, the jet version. The only difference is it's in VR. I have a flight simulator downstairs, and I fly in VR mostly. And other than some of the controls, if you didn't know, you wouldn't know. It's that good with the additional scenery packs and the upgraded scenery for different airports. When I get the same sound and everything else, I do like flying that aircraft. We've even got the throttle quadrant that has the autopilot and so forth down by your right leg there, so we can mimic it pretty darn close, sir, Roger.
Oh wow, that's great. What simulator package are you using?
We're using X-Plane 11.
Okay, I was going to ask you about that. I was curious. I haven't played around much with simulators. I did use the Microsoft simulator for a while, and I've been meaning to take some time to try and put together the X-Plane somewhere here, but I just haven't had the time. There's just been too many other whoops, hit my microphone. Too many other things to do. And I've got a couple of different, with the radio hobby and the flying hobby, and I'm semi-retired. I have a part-time job and do some electronic design work and
small little company here, and so I've been pretty busy, and keeping up, of course, with all the stuff around the house and all that kind of thing, and family, and we've got a couple of grandchildren, so we get out to visit them as often as we can, that kind of stuff. So I'll have to look at that. I'm kind of curious now on the X-Plane 11. I'll have to look into that a little bit more in depth. Back to you.
Yeah, I started with 3 32-inch monitors, which I'm currently using here in the shack. If you go to my K0RWB page, they're pulled up. So I've got 3 different screens. So I was able to emulate the windshield and the side door windows, of course, or the 172. It's quite easy, and that's okay. But it's not. If you look around, you say, well, there's the ceiling and there's the floor and there's the window outside to the house. It's not quite the same. So to me, the biggest difference was in VR. The headphones are built right into the headset itself. They do make a VR glove. It's kind of cumbersome. Don't recommend it. So you do have to use a few keys on the mouse, unfortunately, or on the keyboard. But your throttle quadrant and everything else can be set up. And to me, the biggest fun is the fly right seat. That's kind of a lot of fun. But we do enjoy the SR-22. We also have the DA-62, which is a great aircraft. We've got the RANS RV-10. Of course, we've got a Beechcraft Baron. We've got the oh gosh, I'm trying to think. I've got a Challenger 300. So we do like flying the jets. We like flying the airliners, believe it or not. We have a thing called Passenger FX that you can add to it. And when you get ready to push, the attendants will come over the air. If you go below 10,000 feet, it'll tell you prepare for landing. So again, it's almost like being there. It's a lot of fun, and it's a whole lot cheaper than the $200 hamburger. Actually, the simulator got me back really acclimated on the 172, so we could actually get back in the air. So it's a great tool there, Roger.
Oh yeah, simulators are wonderful tools. I belong to a flying club here, and we had a simulator in the club. One of the basic simulators, as they're called, the PATVs, but it's only a 2-screen deal. It's one of those elite simulators that's been around for forever, and the club's had it for 20 years already, and so it's quite kind of aged and things, but for procedural training and practicing instrument approaches, things like that, it works pretty well. One of my airplane partners runs a smaller flying club with a DA-40 and she's got a Cessna 182 in the club as well. Just bought a Redbird simulator, and that's another dual screen with a whole panel in front of you that you sit behind. So it's kind of a whole nice setup with all the autopilots. And they did some cool things with their simulator, and being able to swap out some of the gauges, and they have these overlays, an acrylic overlay over the monitors that you can screw on, and it will change the environment from a G1000 avionics panel to the different style round gauge panel as well. And then the way they do it, they end up using the monitor then with and a touch screen, so you're actually touching the real avionics to adjust things. So there's a little button panel and everything that makes it very realistic for cockpit training. It's kind of cool. I got to fly that once so far. I really want to get back to it. Doesn't quite have an SR-22, but it does have something pretty close to what our avionics it's always nice to find other people that understand aviation and all those things, as well as ham radio. In fact, the person that I traveled down to Turks and Caicos with last week is also a pilot, so that was kind of fun. I met him through amateur radio, and it just came up, where he was he flew. He's not active at the moment, but we had lots of fun talking about our aviation experiences this past week while we were down in Turks and Caicos. So it was good times. Back to you, Randy.
Yeah, I've met a lot of hams that are pilots. I met a lot of pilots that are hams, and even talked to a few air mobiles. Of course, we know who they are. They're not commercial guys. They're, FedEx and what have you. So, no, it could go on and on and on, no doubt. They're both great hobbies. Unfortunately, one's a little bit more expensive than the other. One can be expensive initially, and the other one just keeps taking and taking and taking. So that's why we want the other direction. So, hey, listen, we've got time for a couple more calls, and we're going to have to shut it down. But I could talk with you a whole bunch more. But we do want to try to see that there was a few others out there. We want to make sure we can. I try to grab them, Eric. But I really enjoyed it, and I hope that we'll have a chance to work again soon. And I'd love to talk to you a little bit more about aviation. It's a terrific thing. My brother was a pilot for about the last 25, 28 years as well. And boy, he could probably tell you some stories. You guys should probably share more stories than I could. Anyway, it'll definitely be fun. But thanks for giving us a call and hanging in there. I do appreciate it very, very much. And if you're gonna go to the playback on the live stream, Eric, probably start around the 2-hour mark. Fast forward to that point, and that would probably get you pretty close to where we started. And give a look, give a listen, and see if you think. If you enjoyed it, like and subscribe, and you'll know when we're out here again next time. But in the meantime, be safe and be well. Have a great weekend, and definitely look forward to working again. The pleasure's been all on my side. So I'll say 7-3 for now, and I'll do my part and let you do yours as well. November Radio 4, Oscar, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo, 7-3.
Very good, Randy. Thanks for this opportunity, and it's amazing how many things we had in common. I will definitely look for you down the log a little bit, and if you do this regularly, I'll tune in on, I guess, Friday nights, I think you said. It looks like you do this, so maybe we'll check in a couple other times and we can catch up. 73s, and we'll leave it to others. K0RWB, NR40, 7-3.
Okay, Eric, thanks again. We'll go ahead and clear with Eric. We're going to try, we've got time for 2 more calls. We're going to see if we can get a hold of Paul again. We just kind of missed each other there earlier. Hopefully, Paul is back in there again. Kilo Alpha 4, Whiskey Hotel Tango. Paul, are you there? Well, I'm hoping I'm not striking out twice in one night, but we'll try it one more time. Kilo Alpha 4, Whiskey Hotel Tango, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo returning. Well, I guess I struck out number 2. We did hear on the live chat from Chris in Fort Wayne. We'll see if maybe Chris is in there. Chris, Whiskey 9, Tango Sierra Bravo. Are you there? K0RWB.
K0RWB, Whiskey 9, Tango Sierra Bravo. How are you doing, Randy?
Oh, very good, Chris. Hey, thanks for giving us a shout there on the chat. That's one way of getting through, I guess. Yeah, we're having a great time. Didn't anticipate being out here this long, but gosh, you hate to break away when you're having fun. But we are coming toward an end. But I did see there on the chat, so we wanted to get back to you there, Roger.
Pure South. Yeah, I'm on a Yaesu 450B and into an experimental inset. I call it a cage inset antenna, running barefoot here in Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Well, it sounds really good for running barefoot. I don't see a problem there at all. I've been really amazed by the signals tonight and how well they're coming through. And maybe I need to be down here on 40 this time of night more often there, Roger.
Roger that. But now I'll let you get back to your live stream, kind of watching here at the same time, so I might go back and rewatch the last bit of it, or maybe watch the whole thing. So with the 73s, and have a good one, Randy.
Hey, no problem at all, Chris. And again, thank you for stopping in and checking out. Do appreciate that very much. And I feel free to come back anytime if you'd like to know when we're going to be back out here again. We do this quite regular during the week, and we do 40-meter Fridays. So it looks to me like we're going to start doing a lot more on 40 meters, maybe a little later on in the day, because at this time of night it's just going crazy, and we really are having fun with it. But if you'd like to know when we're out of here again, you can subscribe and hit the notification bell, and that will tell you when we're out here again, and maybe we'll get a chance to work again. But in the meantime, I do appreciate it. You found the back door, my friend. You know how to get through. Pretty simple. That's terrific. Good for you. Anyway, enjoy the rest of your evening, and thank you for the call. Be safe and be well. Have a great weekend, and look forward to working you again. Whiskey No Tango Sierra Bravo, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo, 7-3. We got time for one more call. We're gonna see if Mark is still in there. Alpha Alpha 1 India Alpha. Mark, are you still there?
Yeah, we're still hanging out there, brother. What's going on? Hey, you still hear me?
Yeah, you mentioned that maybe it was getting a little bit better. I thought we'd give it a real quick go and maybe try to end on your call. I'm not sure how you're hearing me, but I heard you a little bit better than I did earlier, Roger.
Roger, you're about 5 and 5 at the moment. When I jotted you that text, you were sounding really loud, filling up my radio room, man. Filling it up big time.
Well, it's a little better. I hear you better audio-wise. The signal's still about the same, 5 and 7, but it doesn't matter. I mean, we're still able to get there. I think you said we're right at 1,000 miles. I got into Canada station earlier at 1,200, so it's nice to see the band was working a little short and long. Roger?
Yep, it's usually the 40-meter band is a little bit more solid than this. So yeah, this is a good time to if you're thinking about doing your show, and it's a good time. It's a great time for 40 meters. A lot of times you're just above the DX part of the band, so you never know who's going to jump in here, and 9 times out of 10 the band is open. Over.
Yeah, I will say this: we started at 5 o'clock, and then we had a little snafu and came back up here. But for the last 2 hours and 24 minutes has been nonstop, Mark. But I'm having such a great time and making all these new contacts and a few repeats. Got to talk to my friend Jay again up north of us. I could talk with you again, a few other stations. Bobby came in there. This is really nice. I may have to start moving the time a little later here on Fridays just because of the amount of traffic and the outcome and the outpouring you get from the operators and what their stories, what they got to tell. It's very, very cool. Now, don't get me wrong. I like working on 20 meters as well, but this has really, really been fun today, Roger.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, man. 40 meters is a fun place. I'm glad I have the extra tickets, so I go down and I usually hang around between 130 and 160 or 170, like 7 megahertz, like right around there, and that's just a great place. I don't normally come up to 20 meters unless I'm looking for you, so, and therefore I've been spending a little bit of time up there after, a lot of times when you spend your antenna that you're just gone, and I'm sure it's the same way with me. Me being just barefoot and all that, it's, hey, 40 meters, man, you're killing it here, man, you're slaying.
No, it has been a lot of fun. And again, I don't do it much because I don't think my antenna is that good. It was just a quick get up to get on the air, and gosh, it seemed to do really well. I'm still going to I'm still going to try to improve it by getting it up just a little bit higher and actually get the legs in the proper configuration and see if it makes any better. I was really looking forward to the antenna earlier until the computer issue and kind of acted up. So I may try that at a later date as well, or maybe tie the antenna into the setup up here and try that. But it was working real well when it did, but this is working just as good as well. So I'm having a lot of fun with that. So, but yeah, I wanted to see if I could get back into again. I did see your comment on the chat, and wanted to see if we were still able to get together, and it looks like it is. So that's good. But I think we're going to call it a night, and what a better way to end it on you, even though you did call me Lurch. But anyway, no big deal. I'm used to it. So, but anyway, hey, thanks, man. Nice to hear you out there. Nice to know you're there, and we always seem to be able to get together. It may not be the best signals and so forth, but we're still able to talk. So now we've got 20 and we've got 40, which is kind of cool. And we'll work on the rest ones as well. But hey, have a great night, Mark. Thank you again for your patience and being there and your friendship. And I look forward to it all over again. And there's one of the few calls I can remember. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but once again, have a great weekend. You be safe and be well. I'm sure we'll talk again around Monday for sure. So I'm going to close with you. What a great way to do it. And 7-3s. Alpha Alpha 1 Indy Alpha, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo.
Okay, Randy, sounds great, man. Sounds great. From a very windy Florida, that's right, a very, very windy Florida. My final comment for you would be is it's a good thing that you have the YouTube rolling, as some of the symptoms that was happening right before your stuff went out was pretty bizarre, and you'll get a chance to hear what was happening. It was probably RFI, and I'm sorry to say, it probably took out something, because that's what it was beginning to sound like. It got worse and worse and worse, and then all of a sudden, whammo. So I don't know. It didn't sound very good, but hey, anyways, I hope it's not that. 73, my brother. Have a great night. K0RWB, AA1IA. See you, my friend.
Okay, Mark. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to watching the playback, but it's unfortunately that I can't edit it, so it's out there and everybody gets to see the bad side, I guess, or the downside. So anyway, 7-3's Mark, and we're going to shut her down. K0RWB, Randy in Kansas City will be clear. QRT. Thanks everybody out there. 7-3's.